but a lot of success. And
yes,
it's been destroying Amulet Titan in particular.
Yeah, that one it appears to be an amazing matchup for Barich. And if you have an amazing matchup against Amulet Titan on the SCG Tour, you're doing pretty well for yourself. So all these players are going to take a look at their opening hands. We'll be giving the green light to our top match here in just a moment, but you do see in the middle there, Merriam on Bant Spirits against Andrew Hung playing Dimir Inverter, and then Rebecca Aldman playing Mono Red Aggro against Annalise Faustino, also playing Mono Red Aggro. A Verdant Catacombs going to get a basic forest, and then there is a Birds of Paradise there for Aaron Barich. This is an Inspiring Vantage, and that is a Goblin Guide. So Emily is making it very clear what she's up to. Here's the attack, Young Wolf. Take a look at the 1/1 Undying Wolf.
It's really rare to have the experience of playing Burn and seeing your opponent's cards and being like, well, I've got the card quality edge.
Yeah. We have a Strangleroot Geist, and then Young Wolf going to have to take one to cast it off of the Nurturing Peatland. Strangleroot Geist is a card that Emily's taking a look at. 2/1 haste for green with Undying, and Undying, of course, is when the creature dies. If it doesn't have a counter on it, it comes back with a +1/+1 counter. And that's good at blocking the old Goblin Guide, to say the least. So Goblin Guide is going to hold steady. Emily's just going to play him out and pass the turn back.
Yeah, nothing good enough to kill. No hidden roads to be made in combat. So if I'm in Emily's position here, I'm interested in starting to just try to burn Barich out. If you got an opportunity here to searing the bird, that's probably wise, but the Undying creatures, it's not really profitable to engage with them.
Here's a hardcast copy of Once Upon a Time, so take a look at the top handful of cards here, Will Barich. A 3-time SCG Tour Open champion, along with an Invitational champion. As there's a Verdant Catacombs. And that'll be it for this turn, so we head back over to Emily, who fired off a Boros Charm, and now this will be a Rift Bolt that's going on suspend. We'll pass that turn back.
I'm guessing here that Barich is not going to get another turn. Emily missed land drop number 3. Rift Bolt takes Barich to 8. Zhang has 2 mana left over. Let's assume that takes Barich to 5 or 4, and then 2 more spells. Because Emily has not been casting creatures and missed a land drop. Barich is aware of all of this.
Emily didn't miss a land drop. There's 3 lands on the battlefield.
I thought she passed on 3.
Turn 1, Goblin Guide. Turn 2, no attack, Boros Charm you. Turn 3, suspend Rift Bolt. Play land, pass. And Barich played first with the Birds of Paradise.
Fair.
I still think that Barich is dead next turn, because Nurturing Peatland and Fetch Lands have worked themselves into the equation. So I don't think things are good for Barich. As there's an attack for 2. Strangleroot Geist is getting busy now. Well, okay, so we're going to
I think that Emily was just moving the Rift Bolt off the top of the deck.
Yeah. This is another Boros Charm. Barich is down to 6. Down to 3.
Dead to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, how about this Lava Spike? Yeah, that'll do it. So, Emily Zhang is going to win game number 1 here over Aaron Barich. Burn very quickly up a game over Golgari Yawgmoth. And that's actually somewhat notable, too, because that Goblin Guide felt like more or less a mulligan. It did get in 2 points of damage, but didn't do anything else past that, and still an easy runaway there for Emily Zhang.
Well, Barich is pretty good at interacting with the battlefield. Her deck is very good at blocking. That sort of interaction, just a bunch of spells, she doesn't have a lot of recourse there.
Going to take a look at the sideboard here for Barich. Going to start with 2 Dampening Spheres, 2 Veil of Summer, 2 Thoughtseize, 2 Assassin's Trophy. We got 8 one-ofs in a Plague Engineer, Reclamation Sage, a Thrashing Bronson on a Lost Legacy, Kitchen Finks, Abrupt Decay, Obstinate Baloth, and a Phyrexian Revoker.
Not a lot. I guess the Baloth and the Finks are okay here. Abrupt Decay and Thrashing Brontodon are all right. Reclamation Sage maybe, but things don't get a whole lot better for Barich here post-board.
Other side of things, and pardon me, that's only one copy of Assassin's Trophy, because otherwise that'd be a 16-card sideboard. Other side of things here for Emily, it's 3 Searing Blood, 3 Core Firewalker, 3 Smash Smithereens, 2 Deflecting Palm, 2 Skullcrack, and 2 Path to Exile.
The Searing Bloods. I think that if Zhang can do a good job of pinning Barich's mana, the game is not going to be that hard to win. The only thing you got to worry about is Barich gets out in front of you with some stuff. Maybe she's actually able to race a little bit on the battlefield, and she ends up being faster than your ability to win with Lava Spikes. If you contain Barich's mana, it's much easier to win that race, and the Searing effects are both. They're answers to mana creatures, and they help you race as well.
Well, as you see, Ross Merriam, he's in our feature match area. One place that you can find him outside of being in feature match early and often here on the SCG Tour is on the Versus Series, and more importantly, Versus Live with Corey Baumeister. Corey and Ross, they like to battle quite a bit, of course, and we do get the opportunity to watch them. We've had a lot of people on the Versus Series, of course. Todd Anderson, Brad Nelson, Jerry Thompson, Ryan Overturf, Emma Handy. Boy, Chris Van Meter, who's here this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've
Classic
seen him.
Ketter.
That's right. We've had a lot of awesome people on the Versus Series, and for now, Versus Live is being hosted by Corey Baumeister and Ross Merriam every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. East Coast time. You can head over to our Twitch page, which is where you're at right now, twitch.com/Star City Games, to watch them every Tuesday and Thursday. You can also find the replays of that on our YouTube page over at youtube.com/Star City Games.
Just a old school element to this tournament.
Yeah?
A lot of 2014 energy in the room.
I'm digging it, though. I'm digging it. Some players that we haven't seen on the SC Tour for a little while.
Chris Van Meter, Ken Ketter, Anthony Lowry as a team.
Squad up.
Yeah.
Jim Davis is here with Jason Imperial.
What?
That's right. That's right.
It's 2014.
That one's a little further back.
Yeah,
That one's 06, 07.
Right, yeah. Yep.
Jay doesn't get to travel very much for Magic anymore, but it's always nice to get him to be able to come out. Player with multiple Grand Prix top 8s on the resume. It's Jason Imperial, all-around nice guy as well. And one of the many teams here at the Valley Forge Casino and Resort. And we're seeing these teams do battle right now. Becky Aldman, someone who has plenty of top 8s on her resume. Ross Merriam, well, we know the resume for him. And then Aaron Barich, already winning an Open this year in Knoxville and top 4ing last weekend in Richmond. Sticking to Golgari Yawgmoth. Matchup does seem a little difficult, though.
Yeah, I like these kind of matchups a lot from the burn side, especially because Barich, the active comboing off involves a payment of life. Usually you're getting the better end of it because you have a messenger and you're getting 2 against your 1. Mm-hmm. This is a matchup where that you run up against that, and Barich is not very good at stopping lava spikes, and she's very vulnerable to searing effects. Yeah. So this is kind of the fundamentals of a matchup here that I played against a lot of these decks. In a lot of ways, against Burn, I would describe Barich's deck as probably a worse version of a lot of Collected Company strategies that you can play, and I never found the Collected Company decks to be problematic matchups.
Once Upon a Time for free is where things are going to start. Kitchen Finks is a very good place to start off of a Once Upon a Time. Always a difficult card for Burn to beat. It'll be a Verdant Catacombs and a passing of the turn. So we'll head back over to Emily, who has a Goblin Guide. Trigger, take a look at the top card of the deck, potentially. Yes, all right. There is a Nurturing. Excuse me, that's a Twilight Mire, not a Nurturing Peatland. So that's the filter land of the Golgari variety, and now Verdant Catacombs will be sacrificed. So down to 19 goes Barich, and we'll actually make it 17 total, as an Overgrown Tomb is the land that'll be found. Barich's second turn will be underway here in just a moment. Of course, we do have Bant Spirits against Dimir Averter. That's our Pioneer matchup. Hopefully, you'll be able to jump that way. That's one of the reasons you play Bant Spirits, is because you do have a pretty good Dimir Inverter matchup. And then the Mono Red Mirror, that one's probably going to go by pretty quickly, but hopefully we'll have some time to jump that way, as there is that Twilight Mire. And now here is the Wall of Roots into a young... Ooh.
So, yeah, Barich, very good at mucking up the battlefield. And she has a Kitchen Finks rolled up here, which is more of the same. But the question is, can she get the game over with in time before being burned out? Ooh.
Here comes Goblin Guy Trigger. It's a Blood Artist. Okay. Emily wants to take a look at Blood Artist. And we can ideally do the same here in just a moment. There's Sunbaked Candy, and now there is our Searing Blood. So goodbye, Wall of Roots. Oh, excuse me, that's a Searing Blaze. Either way, the Wall of Roots will die. And now this will be the Kitchen Finks. So some life will be gained here for Barich. There you do see Blood Artist. 2 mana 0/1 Vampire. Whenever Blood Artist or another creature dies, target player loses a life and you gain a life. That was Barich's draw step, as Barich is beginning to stabilize the game and feeling confident enough to attack with the Young Wolf.
Yeah, Barich can do a little bit of damage racing herself in this matchup, especially with Blood Artist. I mean, that's something where that makes using removal spells from Zhang's side a lot more complicated. Very helpful alongside Yawgmoth as well.
Mm-hmm. That's another Goblin Guide. There's a Rift Bolt on Suspend. Going to take one to use that Sunbaked Canyon. And no real good attacks, obviously. Kitchen Finks, its goal is to hold down the battlefield and gain some life in the process, and it's doing a great job against Goblin Guide right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you attack here, it's net even on damage because one of your guides gets through, but Barich gets a Kitchen Finks trigger for her trouble should she block. She gets a look at 1, maybe even 2 lands. Just not a lot to be gained here.
Updating our standard match here. Rebecca Aldman does win game number 1 over Annalise Faustino, so the mono red aggro mirror and standard goes to our player on the right thus far. A Blood Artist into a Dried Arbor there for Barich, and passing the turn. Your concern, however, is very real here, and it's just not a lot going on as we head back over to Emily. Your camera shot needs to be on the top player, not Annalise. Your camera shot's on the wrong player right now. It should be the player in the very far forefront. You're very far back though. Rift Bolt on Suspend. Got Barich at 13 now with another Rift Bolt on Suspend. But Emily, of course, just not able to do any attacking. So Barich has neutralized that aspect of the game and feeling good enough to actually get in them Kitchen Finks as well. The follow-up is a Cavalier? Wow. I wasn't expecting that.
How many we got in there? 1 copy?
Just 1 to be able to search for with Court of Calling. So Cavalier of Night. Wow. Now you see the Finks. Gonna get sacrificed here, so this is a really good turn.
11 a.m. Modern Town players, your next round pairings are being posted. 11 a.m.
Cavalier Knight is a card we'll certainly take a look at here in just a moment because that one is incredibly powerful, and Emily is even taking a look and saying, what the heck just happened here? Now, when Cavalier Knight enters the battlefield, you can sacrifice another creature. Kitchen Finks is a good one to choose. When you do, destroy target creature an opponent controls. When Cavalier Knight dies, return target creature card with a converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So let's just call it really good with Kitchen Finks.
Yeah, a lot of good interactions.
How about
there.
that? And Blood Artist, too.
So now, from Zhang's side, you're shut out of combat. Barich has pulled herself up to a very high life total. And Barich's also going to be able to start threatening just a lot of offense here. And this is the fail state if you're on the burn side. Barich has 2 main dimensions covered, and she's in a position to start attacking you.
Here comes Rift Bolt.
I think it's like, okay, we're going to do it this way.
Yeah, that's the hard way to do it. Looks like I'm going to start working on the Cavalier Knight. Now there's a Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that if you're going to kill, I would probably not kill anything in this spot. I think your best spot, your best shot is just pure Lava Spike. If you're going to kill anything, it would probably be the Blood Artist, because any sort of attrition-y exchange here gets you further and further out of reach.
And now here comes Eidolon, the Great Revel.
So I guess Zhang's perspective here is that if she wants to really play the Eidolon here, the battlefield is at least somewhat neutral.
There's a Yawgmoth. Here's a Young Wolf. And so we're going to get a very wacky and fun combo of sacrificing a Young Wolf to Yawgmoth.
Ow!
Comes back with an Undying counter.
Ow!
And then you sacrifice the other Young Wolf That comes back. You put a -1/-1 counter on the existing Young Wolf, which means it removes it. You get to do that, rinse, repeat, ad nauseum. And that means that Aaron Barich is going to win game number 2 over Emily Zhang. Galgari Yawgmoth and Burn are all tied up as they get ready here for game number 3. Ross Merriam was able to win game number 1 over Andrew Hung. So Vance Spirits is up a game over Demir Inverter. And we'll see where we're going to be moving here, if we're going to be moving anywhere here in just a moment. Do like Vance Spirits as a deck choice here this weekend on Pioneer, and it's actually quite popular at Players Tour Phoenix this weekend.
Oh, I believe it. I believe all that.
It's just
my reservation is just
it's just something you'd never play.
I'm not playing with these cards.
Yeah, I know, bud. I know.
It's just a lot of mana to pay for not a whole lot.
Well, Spellqueller's good.
Spellqueller is good.
Collected Company's good.
Yes.
Battle Chains is fine.
You got to fill it out.
You
got to fill out. You got to fill out the roster.
You do got to put some.
You got 15 slots there. You got to fill it out.
That's right. You got to kill him with something. That's for sure. You can see all these teams working together. Rebecca Aldman again up a game right now over Annalise Faustino. Ross Merriam up a game over Andrew Hung. And game number 3 about to be underway here between Emily and Aaron.
So we've watched 2 games so far with Zhang on the draw and with her opening up on a creature. If Barich has any strength in the matchup, is her ability to block. If Zhang is too heavy on creatures, as we saw in game number 2 with 2 Goblin Guides and an Eidolon on the Great Revel, Barich can just deploy some good blockers, and Zhang's going to come up short. On the play, there's the chance that a 1-drop from Zhang is extremely good, especially if she can follow it up with one of her searing effects, and she has a lot of them post-board. After board, she's got 7. So 1-drop into searing here. That opening is hard for Barich to beat when she's on the play. On the draw, it's really, really tough.
Emily will be on the play. Barich looks like done mulligan, and we're underway. Is there a 1-drop? There is, and it's probably the best one in Goblin Guide, revealing a copy of Once Upon a Time.
Yes! That's my favorite. Goblin Guide revealing something that's a proxy for a land.
Yeah.
I love it. Nothing makes me happier.
Once Upon a Time for free here from Barich.
Goblin Guide, you know what my favorite all-time reveal is with Goblin Guide? All-time? Gataxian Probe. That's my favorite.
Okay. I like that. Here is Stranglerootgeist. That's the selection off of the Once Upon a Time. And now draw a new card, Basic Forest, of course, because the Once Upon a Time that was revealed was one of the 5 cards at that Once Upon a Time to take a look at. So, this is a Young Wolf. We're going to head back over to Emily. Emily will draw. Sunbaked Canyon. This is a mountain.
Eidolon here on the play would also be
I think
extremely good.
Mm-hmm. There's Eidolon.
I really like no attack there from Zhang. I think a lot of people are in this habit of just attack with your guide. 1, you're bringing the wolf back bigger. And 2, Barich already mulliganed. Her deck is hubbed around resolving 4 and 5 mana spells. The risk of giving her a land is real in that spot. I don't think a lot of burn players have an appreciation for sometimes giving my opponent a card is a really big deal.
Yeah. Riftbolt's going to go on suspend. You saw the Eidolon trigger, bringing Barich down to 16.
Another very good no attack there from Zhang. Great stuff. Can be easy just to default to mindless aggression, but these have been very good no attacks here from Zhang. And make Barich cast something. And if she casts something, it's probably going to go through the Eidolon too.
Mm-hmm.
mean, if you're looking at wall roots plus just a lot of damage off that Eidolon. Barich was thumbing around a young wolf
Maybe consider
and a wall of roots.
Yeah. There's young wolf trigger. Down to 14. Looks like Sunbaked Canyon is going to be sacrificed to draw a card. Now remember, Rift Bolt is on top of the deck as a shortcut to remember to remove the suspend counter. So, here comes the Rift Bolt. 3 damage for Barich, 2 for Emily.
No reason to interact with this battlefield at all. Zhang doing a very good job hanging back on defense. Make Barich play through this Eidolon. Not clear if she can.
Gonna sacrifice a Nurturing Peatland. We're heading back over.
Extremely good news there for Zhang because it means that Barich is not threatening a 4-mana spell this turn.
Mm-hmm.
So anything she does, again, it's got to go through the Eidolon.
Here comes Stranglerootgeist. 2 damage will get through. Emily's hand does appear to be weak right now, though, by sacrificing that Sunbaked Canyon on the last turn.
No, I think it could be an indication that she has Skullcrack,
Okay.
where you don't want to just cast that as a lightning bolt to the face because it has other utility, but you want to hold up 2 mana the next turn. So it's possible, it is true, it is possible that Zhang is just flooding out here, but I think that play you could also justify if you just had Skullcrack in your hand.
Sacred Fountain going to be found there off of the Arid Mesa. And maybe a little Blaze. Oh, it's just going to be Skullcrack. Okay.
All right.
Nicely called.
Yeah, and Zhang's, I'm willing to bet has lethal rolled up here if she is casting a Skullcrack at the end of the turn. If you got 3 spells, I mean, if Barich has a response here, then 2 spells become lethal. So it's very hard. I guess the other way that you would Skullcrack on a turn is if you had another one.
Emily is working here with Andrew to figure out how to get this one over with. Feeling confident, you can see with the body language. Trying to figure out what really can go wrong here, if anything.
If you've got 3 spells, it's really hard for anything to go wrong. Because if you resolve 2 spells, Barich goes to 2, and then even if she has some sort of weird response to your 3rd spell, she dies to the Eidolon trigger. If Zhang only has 2 spells that she can cast this turn, then it gets a little bit trickier.
Path to Exile here from Emily, looking to clear out a young wolf.
So I don't know about this play here because I guess the justification is that it sets up lethal if you have 2 spells left over. The problem is you've already seen a Dryad Arbor out of Barich's deck. And so she can block out of this turn, and now you're down your path.
It's a good point. Maybe not thinking about the Dryad Arbor, which we did see in Game 2, and there is the Dryad Arbor.
The path is such an insurance policy against Barich doing anything good next turn.
Yeah.
And this way it's, you know, Barich falls to 7, so if you have 2 spells, it's no good. She gets the path for a land here, and so she can theoretically cast a...
How do you feel about that double block?
Well, I mean, it means that Barich is not rolled up here, and I think that Zhang's leftover has to be 2 spells based on what... if she was going to path, it's only to be able to attack and combat Barich down to 6, which means 2 bolts are the leftovers.
Yeah, Bolt and Spike, perhaps?
Something like that, yeah. Or Skewer, maybe.
Well, there's the Spike. And, well, you see the Lightning Bolt. I think she's just trying to figure out exactly if this is the right time to cast it or not.
Should I do it now or on the upkeep?
Yeah.
Or
Upkeep. Looks like it's going to be Lightning Bolt. A little bit riskier than I think it needs to be, but it's going to work out either way. So, Emily's going to win this match here over Erin Barich, 2-1. Burn's going to take care of Golgari Yawgmoth, and that means we're going to move to our center match. That'll be Pioneer between Ross Merriam and Andrew Hung. Merriam is currently up a game with Bant Spirits over Demir Inverter, so Hung's going to have to get out the broom and come all the way back.
Just for my whatever interest you have in this,
Yes.
my preferred hierarchy of what to do with the bolts there. Number 1 is do nothing. Number 2 is cast straight away. Number 3 is cast on Barich's upkeep.
Okay.
Because you wait, Barich probably does something, and then you kill her when she's tapped out.
Yep.
You do it straight away, it's probably good. She doesn't seem like she has anything, you're probably good. Casting on your upkeep suddenly exposes you to Pulse of Marasa, which is... I only bring this up because all it has to happen to you is once,
I was gonna say
and it's on your radar forever.
I was going to say it's obviously happened to you.
Oh, yeah.
So, because I was not thinking of that card. Here is an opt in response to the Mausoleum Wanderer.
And Barich's deck has got some Pulse of Marasa vibes to it. Yeah. It seems possible.
Or some weird one of the chord 4. Like
Yeah.
Either way, Emily was able to get the job done there over Aaron. So we're all tied up in this match. And our attention is on this opt here from Andrew. And we'll be working into his second turn in just a moment. That's a Drowned Catacomb. And this is a Legion's End. Sacrifice that. Mausoleum Wanderer to make him pay 1 more so that Ross does not have to either lose more Mausoleum Wanderers or expose his hand. Supreme Phantom is the play after an untapped Temple Garden. Ross is going to fall down to 18. So back over to Andrew, we're going to go. 3 mana is kind of the sweet spot in this matchup. Ross looking to get there, but for now it's going to be a copy of Thought Erasure. Rest in peace, Imperial Eagle, Supreme Phantom. Temple Garden, Breeding Pool. Those are the cards that Andrew's taking a look at. He'll, of course, get to take one of those non-land spells. Goodbye, rest in peace. There's an island and pass the turn back. So we're going back over to Merriam now. Merriam looks like he drew another land, which was not ideal. See if Ross wants to go to the Eagle or not. He'll play Breeding Pool untapped. And now this will be Supreme Phantom and an attack here for 2. So 2 2/4 flyers on the battlefield here.
Wow.
Yeah. I see that's quite the appropriate response there from you there, bud.
Languish!
I can see you're really impressed. Here is Inverter right now.
Okay.
Well,
All right, well.
let it be known. Like, here is Spectral Sailor. That was the draw step. All right. Don't forget Inverter is a 6/6 flyer, so it can brick wall these creatures. But making it very clear, as there's a Temple Garden untapped. Pass that turn back. Ross looking to draw a card with the Spectral Sailor.
Or just keep up appearances that he's got an answer to the combo.
Mm-hmm. Bye-bye, Eagle. 2 cards left.
Bow.
Thassa's Oracle. Wardunsky. Well, that was straightforward and easy enough.
Yeah.
We're all tied up now between Andrew Hung and Ross Merriam. Turn 4 Inverter. Turn 5
Yeah.
Thought Erasure.
Yeah, you know, some people, they like to play with Supreme Phantom or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Make the other one a 2/4.
Yep. I can tell you are not into this Bant Spirits deck. You are not impressed.
Those are some cards.
Well, those are cards you can play.
Yep, they are legal.
Those are legal. Those are legal cards.
Those sure are legal.
What's your how do we fix this?
Fix what?
Your hatred for the spirit strategy.
There's nothing to fix. It doesn't matter if I like a deck or not, right? It's just, I'm just providing my commentary, which, you know, Star City pays me for, so there's some interest in it.
That we do that.
If you like spirits, it's not some, you know, it's not like some personal insult. It's just not how I like to spend my mana. That's all. It's not how I like to spend my mana.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, for our Dimir fans out there, Coalesce Apparel and Design has 2 different Dimir shirts for you to get a hold of for those of you that are really into this Dimir inverter deck, which, Patrick, I feel like you're maybe coming around on this, maybe.
I like Opt-in, Thought Season, Dig Through Time. However you want to fill that out, I don't really care that much.
Understood.
Inverter's as good as anything else, you know.
Gotcha. The Secret Tech, Back Alley Rogues. You see the Secret Tech is short for Secret Institute of Technology, the Dimir School here with Coalesce Apparel.shop, where if you use the gift code SCG, you get 10% off of your next order. Nothing escapes the Dimir. And that game was very, very easy there for Andrew.
Yeah.
Very easy.
Got to look at Ross's hand a few times, check out his cards,
Yes.
such as they were.
Yes.
And then kill him.
Yep. That's the first time, by the way,
We've
we've seen the inverted Thassa kill.
Just the natural.
Yes, that's the first time. Last week it was a lot of Jace.
Yeah.
Alongside inverter, we never got to see the Thassa.
Inverter beatdowns we saw once or
that
twice.
a
Yeah.
time or two, yeah, but we never actually got to see inverter plus Thassa actually do what it's meant to do. So, kudos to Andrew for actually providing us with that experience for once. Game number 3 about to be underway here. This will be our lone match that we bring to you in round number 2. 9 today, of course, 5 tomorrow. Then we'll cut to a top 4. You at home will get to pick the quarterfinals. And then we'll watch that unfold, and we're going to crown ourselves another set of champions here. Plenty of action here in Philadelphia with a bunch of classics tomorrow. A lot of players looking to get SCG points, trying to chase down Corey Baumeister, who currently leads the Star City Games Player of the Year race with 60 SCG points through 3 events. Averaging out 20 points per weekend is a lot.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's a lot of those. Just saying. Ross will be on the play.
Maybe not a sustainable average.
I would be surprised.
But in the short term, very impressive.
Though Corey is quite good. Andrew consulting his teammates, Emily and Annalise, on if he does want to keep this hand. Well, Ross looks, I would guess I would go with happy enough. Some playful banter between the two. Not sure if Andrew wants to keep this one or not, but
yeah,
these players do have the green light either way.
No question that it's a hand that's, you know, I'll land off the top and it's great, and if Hung misses, it's really bad. Every time the team's held up like this, someone on the play game 3 for matches the same hand. Same hand every single time.
Every time, huh?
Water Grave, Thoughtseize, and then 5 other spells that he can't cast.
Sure. That's your read on the situation?
Been around the block.
I know you have.
I played in some team tournaments.
All right, that strikes me as a reluctant keep. Ross's eyes are just closed. They're just closed. Okay. No, he's going to send it back. All right. Ross is he sleeping in the chair? Is that what this is now? Was it a long night there for Merriam?
They all are. I saw some tweets, him staying up late to watch the Blazers Jazz game.
As did we.
Yeah.
And what a great game it was for about all but about 10 seconds of it.
Yeah.
Not a great close, I would say, for you basketball fans out there. You know, the East Coast, the fact that game was on until 1 in the morning.
It's terrible.
It's just brutal.
Terrible.
It's just brutal.
Terrible.
I don't know how people live on the East Coast. Ross is a player that does live on the East Coast, though. The 31-year-old from Middletown, Connecticut, with 22 opens played last year with 4 open top 8s. 28 open top 8s all time with 5 wins, 2 invitational top 8s. Big Jeopardy fan. You were there for that. We all remember that back in 2016. A fun appearance. Can't believe it's already about 4 years ago. Time flies.
Yeah. Yep.
And a member, of course, of Team BCW As Andrew is going to continue taking a look at his opening hand.
One of the deepest resumes in SCG Tour history.
Yeah, I mean, 28 top 8 is no joke, man. That is no joke. Andrew is not happy with that one either. So looks like he's headed down to 5.
See Merriam chanting 4-4-4 with his teammates. Extremely rude.
Classy. Classy, Ross Merriam. Really like it.
Yep. It was a friendly match until it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so much fun. Having a good time with my friends. Talking about their 5-card hand over there.
That's true. Well, everyone is laughing
Just
and smiling.
yucking it up. Yucking it up.
They're all having a good. Everyone's having a good time, but you.
I'm fine. I'm just calling the action.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just a commentator. Got no horse in the race. Just calling the action as I see it.
Well, here comes your favorite spirit
Ross.
strategy.
It's being extremely rude.
Hollowed Fountain untapped, pass the turn. Let's go over to Andrew. An island, and he'll pass. There's Spectral Sailor.
Wow.
Got to get those beatdowns started somewhere there, bud.
So sick.
Yeah. Forest is the draw. This is a Temple Garden untapped. Down to 16 goes Merriam. And Ross will pass the turn back. He does have Collected Company in hand. We know he's got a 3rd land as well. Maybe he's on the hunt for the 4th one. Drown Catacombs, pass the turn back. End step. Rattle Chains. Take a look at Rattle Chains. We can do the same. Looks like we'll have a response with perhaps a Fatal Push. We will. Rattle Chains down. Back over to Ross. There you do see the 2-1 flash flying. Has the ability to give another spirit. Hexproof. And then you can, of course, cast spirit spells as though they had flash if Rattle Chains is on the battlefield. Here is the Supreme Phantom. Beatdowns for 2. Andrew's going to fall down to 17.
Another dual land there from Merriam. Suspiciously played untapped.
Mm-hmm. You think something's up, huh?
Yeah, interesting to see if Hung has Legion's End here. Does he go after the Sailor instead? Because that's the card that Merriam's indicating is in hand.
Well, there you do see the hand. Spectral Sailor, the Eagle, and a Collected Company. So a lot of good draw steps here for Merriam.
Just sometimes I get tired of just having the read all the time, you know. And the Legion's End he can't play around it either way.
Yeah.
Hand or battlefield, you get him regardless.
Oh, absolutely. Had it.
Sick.
4th land. Now, do we company main phase? That's the question.
I mean, that sure seems like a way to lose to Languish. To me. I don't even know if I would company. If Hung just passes with mana, I might just draw a card.
Sure.
Puts the shields down, you company, and if he leaves up with some mana, draw a card.
Oh, there's Fatal Passage. That's a good point. It's a good way to lose Languish.
Yeah, it's if you're trying to lose the Languish, that's the plan.
I got you.
Yeah,
I got what you need.
here it comes.
Yeah.
You just hit a spell queller or whatever. Don't counter anything. Everything dies. Your leftover is not good. You are not drawing to very much.
How dare you talk about the Eagle that way? Big bird.
Big bird.
There's an island off the Fabled Passage. I love it.
So now I would company.
Yes.
In response to this, I would cast Collected Company.
I like that idea. Ross is going to respond with the Collected Company. Top 6. Spellqueller could be among them. 5. and 6. And I don't think I saw one.
Nope.
Oh, there it is.
That is what we call in the business the gosh darn.
Yeah. There's a Spell Queller rolled up in there.
Yeah, that's a big hit here.
Along with a Supreme Phantom, it appears. Could also consider getting Mausoleum Wanderer, because that gives you some defense against Languish.
Mm-hmm.
Ross consulting with the squad of Aaron and Rebecca. There is Spell Queller and Mausoleum Wanderer. Spell Queller will take care of the inverter that's on the stack. Mausoleum Wanderer will give you the Languish protection that you're looking for. And there you go. Merriam's going to untap. 5 power on the battlefield could become a whole bunch more. Oh, there's another Mausoleum Wanderer. There's an Eagle. That's a lot of damage, folks.
With a lot of cover.
Yeah, it is a lot of cover. With two Mausoleum Wanderers on the battlefield, that gives you a lot of cover against basically anything right now. Andrew's going to draw a card. Remember, Andrew's on a pretty hefty mulligan. Now, Andrew, oddly enough, he did have the combo rolled up if Inverter resolved. He also has Faust's Oracle in hand. He's going to cycle a Fetid Pools, hoping for who knows what. Thought Erasure is the draw, and that is going to take care of the match. Ross Merriam's going to win this one here over Andrew Hung and his team of Aaron Barich and Rebecca Aldman on